Welcome back, ladies and gents. Today we are going to be talking about the new SEC chair and Algorand. Of course, I'm referring to Mr. Paul Atkins that was announced by Trump earlier this week. Now, Paul Atkins is on the board of Securitize, a tokenization platform, a real-world tokenization platform that, of course, leverages Algorand. We're going to be going down that rabbit hole to start the video off, and then we'll be diving into some price action. We're going to take a look at the Algorand chart. We'll be recapping on that short-term price prediction that we gave. We're also going to be looking at it from more of a macro time frame. It's a great-looking chart at the point that it's currently at, and we'll be comparing it to Google and the journey that Google's been on, Amazon is about to embark on. So, if all of that sounds good, ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in. Let's get into it all, and let's start things off with the announcement that came earlier this week, and that is that Mr. Paul Atkins has been nominated by Donald Trump, the new president of the United States, set to take place in, I think, is it the 20th of January they come in? That's ultimately when Gensler's resigning as well. Donald Trump ultimately announced Paul Atkins, and his tweet reads, "I am delighted to announce the nomination of Paul Atkins to be the next chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Paul is a proven leader for common sense regulations. He believes in the promise of robust, innovative capital markets that are responsive to the needs of investors and that provide capital to make our economy the best in the world. He also recognizes that digital assets and other innovations are crucial to making America greater than before." And it goes on to talk about a number of other things. Now, this is big news, okay? So not only, and Paul has said a number of things actually about distributed ledgers previously. He's certainly spoken about the Howey test and how he actually believes that isn't, he essentially is saying it's outdated when it comes to this new asset class. But the fact that Trump is highlighting Paul Atkins is on the board of Securitize, which we're going to look at in just a second. And of course, he's really focusing on digital assets there. And Algorand, there's a clear link to Algorand. There's no doubt in my mind Algorand's a chosen blockchain. In fact, when you look at Algorand from a layer one point of view, it's one of the few blockchains that's actually going to be able to handle what's coming in terms of capabilities. This is from Securitize, and this is where the Algorand link comes in. Congratulations to Securitize advisory board member Paul Atkins on his nomination to be the next SEC chair. We're very excited about the possibilities of Paul Atkins being the chair of the SEC. Securitize co-founder and CEO Carlos Domingo, great name, shared with Yahoo Finance this morning. I think this is good for the industry overall, not just necessarily for us. Atkins has been a member of our advisory board since 2019 and is very active in the Chamber of Digital Commerce, known for streamlining regulations and being very pro crypto assets. We look forward to more clarity and collaborations in the crypto industry. Now, if you go over to Securitize's website, they've got a long list of, they've got some insane people on the board, but you can see Mr. Paul Atkins is one of them. And this is where Algorand comes in. So about Securitize. Securitize delivers trustless global solutions for creating compliant digital securities. And remember, everybody that wants to do financial transactions is going to have to get on the ISO 20022 standards by, I think we've got about a year, December next year. The Swift were actually highlighting that just the other day. And of course, Algorand is one of those ISO cryptocurrencies. The Securitize compliance platform and protocol provides a proven full-stack solution for issuing and managing digital securities, security tokens. Securitize innovative DS protocol has the highest adoption rate in the industry and enables seamless, fully compliant trading across multiple markets simultaneously. How Securitize is using Algorand. Securitize has partnered with Algorand to support Securitize's DS protocol on the Algorand blockchain. There's a few blockchains that these are on, by the way, but Algorand is absolutely one of the top ones. Securitize's platform agnostic DS protocol will now support Algorand, giving issuers using Securitize an additional high-performance platform option for issuing, trading, and performing corporate actions using digital securities. And this is from their website, Frictionless Finance for Enterprises, Private Blockchain Security with Public Blockchain Power. And Algorand is that public blockchain they're referring to. Blockchain-driven distribution or disruption. to traditional financial institutions is forcing a financial evolution as people and organizations strive to compete, become more efficient, engage in new asset classes, and trust is transparent, decentralized systems. But the need for security, sustainability, stability, privacy, rigorous control and interoperability remains paramount. How do financial institutions ensure they leverage blockchain and evolve in order to stay relevant without being left behind? And it talks about a number of things. So this was interesting. Securitize how to issue and manage digital securities on the Algorand blockchain. And of course, we know that Algorand are already working with a number of other major institutions like Archax and Aberdeen to essentially tokenize securities. They're a very obvious choice. So it's very interesting that, isn't it, that the new SEC chair is an advisor to Securitize, a company that issue real-world digital assets on Algorand. We're still in this sort of transitional phase for the industry where we're actually going from largely being hindered with the likes of the prior SEC that actually I think mentioned Algorand as a security to now actually those walls being broken down and the floodgates opening, and you'll see people coming out of the woodwork saying that they're going to be using Algorand in the coming months and years. When we look at the Algorand chart, you guys know this already. We've done a price update on it before we had this sort of big move. We break the markets down into 4 phases. Phase 1, which is a base or accumulation. Phase 2, which is an uptrend or a market phase. Phase 3, which is a top or a distribution, as Wyckoff would have called it. And Phase 4, which is a downtrend. Algorand is absolutely in or has now broken out into Phase 2. This is your Phase 1 base in a double bottom top pattern. This gives us a target of just shy of $1 for Algorand, so you've got 100% coming soon. We did look at this falling wedge that you broke out of, very right on that, and ultimately got the volume that signals it all. And actually, when I look at Algorand, we very much are predicting the same thing for Algorand today as we were with Google back during when it was in its Phase 1, embarking on its Phase 2. And you can see just the path from this kind of double bottom that Google went on. Algorand very much has that ahead of it. So it's a very sort of bullish narrative and picture, both fundamentally and technically we can derive from Algorand. We ultimately think this is going to be one of the chosen blockchains. I think there's lots of evidence to support that, certainly within Europe, certainly in regards to this new internet of value that's coming. You've got to think it's not just one crypto that's going to rule them all. One crypto will not be able to do everything. There's going to be multiple participants. I think Algorand is absolutely going to be one in regards to tokenization of real world assets, in regards to DeFi for institutions, and more, just more broadly. I think in regards to certainly stablecoin issuance, usage and utility with MiCA regulations and things like this. And I think there's going to be a big European element to Algorand. We've already seen links with the ECB and Algorand as far as Europe leveraging distributed ledger technology to actually help them get out of the holes that they are in. America, going back to what Trump said at the start of this video, absolutely now is going to try and ensure that it is the digital asset leader in the world. Paul Atkins is going to be somebody that's going to enable that, and they're going to look for agents to do that in the form of private companies. This is public-private partnership that we're seeing form. I say private companies. Algorand is a public blockchain, but what I mean is, the sort of foundations and things like that are very much in America still. They're ultimately going to look to employ for their digital asset strategy a number of blockchains, compliant ones in the form of ISO 20022. And Algorand is very much in that running. XRP, Hedera, the coins that we've seen do really well over the past 30 days since Trump's victory. They're all sort of similarly in a breakout phase now. That's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that they've just all done very well. There's something a lot more to it. So there is, and it's not speculation, absolute link between the new SEC chair. He's going to obviously be familiar with Algorand, being an advisor for Securitize. And I think that's something to be rather bullish on. And certainly when you look at Algorand's price action, we all know the score. When it walks, talks, and cracks like a duck, it's a duck, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the similarities that we're highlighting here in regards to this back here, which is obviously Google's Alphabet, and Algorand and where it currently is today. Markets move in phases. This is phase 1 into phase 2. You're now in phase 2, confirmed by volume. Whether you get a pullback or not and then before you see continuation is still to be seen. I'm not 100% convinced. You are going to have pullbacks along the way, but certainly whilst we're close to sort of phase one, there are opportunities. They're blessings, not curses. That's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I want to know how bullish you guys are on Algorand, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.